We just appreciate everything you folks can do to help us promote this channel by liking and subscribing. So please continue through the videos and support us in any way you can so we can continue to offer this kind of training free of charge to other folks. You have a blessed day. Based upon the latest data available, the 2009 International Energy Conservation Code seems to be the prevalent code adopted throughout the United States. An often misunderstood definition is that of conditioned space. The code references conditioned space as this: any area or room within a building that is heated or cooled, regardless of whether or not the area or room is considered finished space. Example, most unfinished basements are conditioned. All ductwork must be sealed, including those located inside conditioned space. If all ducts are inside conditioned space, no duct leakage testing is required. However, they must still do a visual inspection by an independent third party, HERS Rater certified. We encourage you to reference the code requirements for the climate zone relative to your jurisdiction. For our example, we're using Climate Zone 3. Duct tightness and visual inspection compliance certifications must be available for the inspector. Attic access, except unvented attics, knee wall doors, or drop-down stairs, must be sealed. Concerning crawl spaces, exposed earth in unvented crawl spaces shall be covered with a Class 1 vapor retarder with overlapping joints taped. Duct shafts, utility penetrations, knee walls, and flue shaft openings to the exterior or unconditioned spaces shall be sealed. Recessed light fixtures shall be airtight, IC rated, and sealed to the drywall. The exception are fixtures in conditioned spaces. HVAC and energy compliance certificates must be made available prior to the issuance of the certificate of occupancy. Attic installation certificates and rulers will be observed by the inspector at the time of the final inspection. The duct tightness test is required both post-construction and at the rough end. Per South Carolina amendment, the blower door test is not required with the current state energy code. As an example, Climate Zone 3 has certain minimum fenestration, insulation, and energy requirements that must be reviewed in the process. The duct tightness compliance form is another form required at the time of the final inspection. Every edge, corner, and seam must be air sealed with mastic. The building final inspection process. Final inspection of the residential HVAC mechanical system. Final inspection issues include that all utilities should be connected, tested, and operational. The exception would be a gas grill. Gas log fireplaces shall have a shutoff valve outside the firebox, but within 6 feet and in the same room. 2 PSI gas lines shall be labeled. Other than steel pipe, exposed piping shall be identified by a yellow label marked gas in black letters and spaced a maximum of 5 feet on center. All gas appliances except decorative are required for sediment traps. Fuel burning appliances shall be provided with makeup air when in a confined space. Water heaters located in the garage must be protected from impact by automobiles. All appliances located in the garage must be elevated a minimum of 18 inches above the floor. Appliance installations shall conform to the listing and the label of their manufacturer's installation instructions. Instructions shall remain with the appliance. B-vent clearances of 1 inch to combustibles is required or as otherwise required by the manufacturer. Reference IRC Section M 1306.2. Install drain pan and condensate line under appliances as required. Attics and crawl spaces containing appliances shall be provided with a clear and unobstructed passageway not more than 20 feet from access openings unless it meets the exceptions in the code. Ductwork must be properly supported and insulated. Ducts in attics must be raised off ceiling joists. Ducts in crawl spaces must be raised a minimum of 4 inches off grade. Ducts located in a garage must conform to section R302.5.2 and M1601.4. Foundations and supports for outdoor mechanical systems shall be raised at least 3 inches above the finished grade and shall also conform to the manufacturer's installation instructions. As a side note, typically we see condensers sitting at grade. They must be raised 3 inches above surrounding grade. The vent termination for a mechanical draft system shall not be mounted directly above or within 3 feet horizontally from an oil tank vent or a gas meter, and shall not be closer than 3 feet of an interior corner formed by 2 walls perpendicular to each other. Manual J, Res Check systems, and all paperwork shall have been submitted to the Building Codes Office or made available to the inspector at the time of the final inspection. For mechanical equipment located in attics of single-family residential dwellings, the code provides for the following. At a minimum, a 22 by 30 inch access door is required to gain access to the attic area. Remember, the code also has language in there that says or removal of the largest piece of equipment. A passageway must be developed to the equipment. The passageway shall be at least 24 inches wide. There shall be a level surface space 30 by 30 on all sides of the appliance where access is required. A light is required that is controlled near the access air opening for the attic area. A receptacle is required for convenience of working on the equipment. Auxiliary pans and condensate disposal are also required by the code. Factory-built chimneys passing through insulation shall now have an insulation shield to maintain the required clearances. For HV equipment located outside the building, the equipment shall be supported on a concrete slab or other approved material extending not less than 3 inches above the adjoining ground. A disconnect means must be required near the equipment. The overcurrent protection device must match the nameplate rating of the equipment served. A GFCI convenience outlet also must be required in the area of the equipment. Receptacles of 15 and 20 amp, 125 and 250 volts installed in a wet location shall have an enclosure that is weatherproof whether or not the attachment plug cap is inserted. An outlet box hood installed for the purpose shall be listed and shall be identified as extra duty. All 15 and 20 amp, 125, 250 volt non-locking type receptacles shall be listed weather resistant type. Okay, you've made it this far. Thank you for your attention. I ask please that you buy me a cup of coffee. Like and subscribe on YouTube so that we can continue these videos for other folks. And if you'd like a copy of the residential inspection checklist or maybe a little quiz that we have written up based on the residential code, you can get that by sending me an email to the email address you see here, which is dolesmichael@gmail.com. So please like, subscribe, support this work. If you would like to have Doles Enterprises come out and do a presentation in person to your group, we can certainly discuss that. Just depends on logistics and a few other things, but we'll do whatever we can. So visit our other videos, and we appreciate everything that you're doing, and we appreciate your attention. Mike Doles again. Just wanted to let you know that we're concluding this session, and I ask you to please go to the next session and take your time. Please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is how we're able to offer this free. And also anything you can do to buy me a cup of coffee or any other way you can do to help support this, we certainly do appreciate it. So just proceed to the next session. Take it at your own pace. Don't become overwhelmed. You're not going to know it all to begin with if you're just now starting out in this profession as a building inspector.